Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Arizona Diamondbacks vs San Francisco Giants, Toronto Blue Jays vs Los Angeles Angels, New York Yankees vs Kansas City Royals, Texas Rangers vs Seattle Mariners, and Miami Marlins vs San Diego Padres, which are happening on Tuesday, August 10, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Arizona Diamondbacks vs San Francisco Giants. Golan is due for some better results over the second half, but it's hard to trust Arizona in this spot. The Backs right-hander has struggled in his career versus San Francisco and has posted an 0-2 record with a 5.93 ERA in 3 starts at Oracle Park. Meanwhile, Wood will be making his second straight start versus the Backs and should be able to bounce back from a lackluster effort in his previous outing. The Arizona Diamondbacks are having a terrible season. They are nearly last place in the entire league and are struggling on all fronts. They are only scoring 4.1 runs per game and are allowing a staggering league-high 5.7 runs per game, with 9.3 hits allowed per game. Any team allowing 5.7 runs per game will not find success in this league. To try to help rectify this, the Diamondbacks will be sending a struggling Zach Golan to the mound. The Diamondbacks will hand the ball to right-hander Zach Golan for the series opener in San Francisco. After a strong start to his MLB career, the 26-year-old is in the midst of the worst season of his career. Golan enters with a disappointing 1-6 record to go along with a 4.62 ERA in 13 starts. The Diamondbacks right-hander has pitched into the 6th inning or later in 3 of his last 4 starts, but he hasn't won a decision since April 25. He has dropped 6 consecutive decisions despite giving up 3 earned runs in 6 of his last 7 starts. My betting advice for that game is to pick San Francisco Giants -1.5. Toronto Blue Jays vs Los Angeles Angels. We've seen Toronto get hot of late with 10 wins in 12 games heading into this series. The Blue Jays got their bats in gear, rallying from 5 runs down to stun Boston Sunday. Stripling has turned things around with a couple solid outings back-to-back coming into this game. Meanwhile, Suarez earned the win in his last start, but he has had all kinds of problems pitching at home in his career. Playing in front of fans in Toronto for the first time in nearly 2 years, the Blue Jays put together a 9-2 homestand, including a wild comeback win over the Red Sox on Sunday, to get within 2.5 games of a wild card spot. After Toronto trailed 7-2 in the 4th inning, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. started the rally with a solo shot before RBI from Marcus Semien, and Teoscar Hernandez cut the deficit to 8-6 in the 7th, and George Springer's 3-run homer in the 8th proved to be the game winner. Los Angeles dropped the final 2 games of their freeway series set on the road with the crosstown Dodgers, as they were drubbed Sunday. The Angels entered Monday 4th in the AL West, 10 games behind the Astros for the division lead. In the AL wild card race, the team stood 8 games behind the A's and Red Sox, who were tied for the 2 wild card spots. On Sunday, the Angels got 2 hits from Phil Gosselin, run, RBI, and Joe Adell, RBI, though it wasn't nearly enough to get the win. Reed Detmers, 0-2, took the loss on the mound as he was tagged for 5 runs on 7 hits, with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts over 5 innings of work. My betting advice for that game is to pick Toronto Blue Jays. New York Yankees vs Kansas City Royals. The Royals have been just as good of a home team as the Yankees have been on the road this season, and New York is still not at full strength as the team is dealing with cases of COVID-19. I think the price tag on New York is too high behind Cortez, who is more of a relief pitcher, going up against a Royals team that has won its last 5 home games against a left-handed starter. My betting advice for that game is to pick Kansas City Royals. Texas Rangers vs Seattle Mariners. This could potentially be a little better pitching matchup than many would suspect. Allard looked good in his last outing, and Gilbert has been good most of the season. However, neither starter has pitched very well against the opponent, so early runs could be in abundance in this contest. After dropping the first 3 games of their series against the Yankees, Seattle rebounded with a 2-0 victory on Sunday. However, the offense struggled the entire series, scoring just 11 total runs in the 4-game set. This came after producing 7 total runs in the final 2 games against Tampa Bay. The pitching was solid overall against New York, allowing 13 total runs. Seattle is 20th in runs per game, 4.20, and 18th in runs allowed per contest, 4.65. They are 24th in run differential at -0.45. The Mariners are 30th in team batting average, .221, and 13th in home runs per game, 1.23. The Mariners will start right-hander Logan Gilbert. Gilbert is 5'3" with a 4.14 ERA in 14 starts. He was solid in his last outing, allowing 3 runs in 5 innings. However, Gilbert provides very little in terms of longevity, as he has reached into the 6th just 1 time in his last 8 outings. The right-hander has faced the Rangers twice this season, allowing 6 earned runs in 11.1 innings pitched. Seattle is led by Mitch Haniger with 25 homers and 65 runs driven in. Kyle Seager leads the team with 71 RBI and has 24 homers. The Mariners are hitting .221 against left-handers and averaging 4.27 runs per game. The Rangers were rather comfortably swept away in the previous series by the Athletics. That was their 6th straight loss as they fell dramatically to 39-73 for the season, 5th in the AL West. My betting advice for that game is to pick the Seattle Mariners. Miami Marlins vs San Diego Padres. Every game is important for San Diego at this point of the season, with the Cincinnati Reds right on their heels in the wild card race. The Marlins have lost their last 4 road games and don't have much to play for here beyond pride and developing prospects for the future. In the tightest division race in all of baseball, where first and third place is only separated by 2.5 games and first through last by only 12 games. Unfortunately, Miami is the team that's last in the division and 12 games behind first place Philadelphia. If they're to even sniff the playoffs, their only chance, albeit a tiny one, is in the division because they're 16.5 games out of the second NL wild card. The Marlins pitching staff is solid, ranking 2nd in the majors in home runs allowed per game, 0.97, and their bullpen has the 4th lowest ERA. They also hold opponents to a .234 batting average and a .694 OPS, so, for a young team like the Marlins, it's impressive to see them compete hard with so many young arms. The offense is where they face problems as they're ranked 28, 1.00 in home runs per game and 27th in both OPS .678 and runs per 9 innings, 4.05. My betting advice for that game is to pick San Diego Padres -1.5. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.